Hi everybody, welcome back to another painting video. Thank you for being here with me. I am going to do something a little bit different for me. I am showing you the canvas this way, but it's going to hang vertical. And what I want to do, I think, is have a pretty large chunk of just negative space and then do a swipe at the bottom. And it's gonna almost, I want it to resemble like the night sky with the ocean behind it. So, or in front of it or below it. I don't know. So that's what I'm gonna try tonight. I'm using some different colors. I'm using greenish blue. I'm using, let me see, ultramarine blue. I'm using turquoise green. I'm using a cobalt blue. And I am using, here, I'll show them to you here. Cobalt blue, sky blue light, greenish blue, ultramarine blue, and turquoise green. And my base color is going to be a Prussian blue mixed with a little bit of Payne's gray. So I've been contemplating how to do this because I'm gonna tilt the bottom and I need to tilt the top a little bit to spread it out. So I think what I'll do is do the top first, spread it out, then pour the colors on the bottom, and then I'll have to like clean up any lines, or maybe I'll swipe up a little bit into the dark blue to kind of even it back out, because I do want it to be kind of straight. I even thought maybe I'll put a piece of tape on it. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Let's paint. Okay, I did decide, just for a reference point, I am going to put a little bit of tape down. This doesn't have to be exactly straight. It's just going to be where I want. Actually, I'm going to put it lower because the line is going to come to here. It's just kind of where I want the sky to be. This is going to be like a pretty good amount of negative space, I think. All right, that's good enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour out, this is so big. Oh my gosh, this is so big. I think maybe I'm gonna transfer this into a smaller container. I don't know, should I? All right, I'm just gonna go for it. So I'm gonna spread this out first and then tilt this part out so that it's not moving much. And then I'll pour my colors for the sky. Okay. All right. I'm excited to see how this works out, because if it does, then I want to do one with a light blue sky as well, kind of like during the day. And I also haven't decided if I want to, I should have put my gloves on for this, huh? I'm gonna tilt it this way so I don't get my hands messy yet. I also want to decide if I want to swipe in the sky at all. I don't quite know yet. Okay, that was actually a pretty good amount of paint. And I want to make sure that I get it off of the canvas because I don't want it to move as much when I am layering on the colors. Let me just get this back over here. All right, I went ahead and touched up my sides a little bit. If you are doing this at home, I know a lot of people follow along with my tutorials. I would recommend either painting your sides or adding a little bit of an opaque color to your blue if you're using a transparent one so that it covers the sides well. I had to come in and kind of do another layer. Because this is negative space, it will be very easy to touch up if you have the same color once it is dry. And I want to wash the paint off my hands. And here is a little tip. So what I do, instead of washing it, I do sometimes use my sink to wash my hands fully, but to get most of the paint off, I just use a little spray container and then I just get them wet and then I just use a paper towel to dry them off. Much easier and not as much paint has to go down the drain. I get that question a lot, actually. How do you wash your hands? How do you wash your utensils? All right, so good to go. And wearing gloves also has really helped. That's one of the biggest reasons that I started wearing them, was so that I didn't have such messy hands that I had to wash down the drain. But okay, so I'm gonna take the tape off. Ooh, what a beautiful line. Although I feel like it's gonna spill, so I'm gonna drip it up a little bit. Yep, I had one little drip in there. Put that down in. Now I got my hands completely messy again. I had just wiped them off. Okay, so I'm pretty confident that that's not going to spill as much, but I'm going to layer my blues now. I'm gonna get messy again. I don't even know why I'm cleaning up at this point. All right, let's go. So, I'm gonna use my ultramarine first, and I'm just squiggling those. Ooh, that was like an infinity. Now I'll go with my lighter blue, and I am gonna swipe these with white. And I do think I may do just a couple swipes in the sky. Still a little bit undecided on that part. And I do wonder if I'm gonna have to touch up that line a little bit, but I think what I'll do is just, if it bleeds down into it, I'll just swipe a little bit across it so that it'll look like, you know, maybe there's some crashing waves in the back. I do want to make sure that I cover most of this canvas on the side. I have my greenish blue left. So I'm just using that in the areas here, and I think that will come up closest. There we go. There's a lot of paint on there that I will tilt off. Okay, I think I'm happy with this so far. This beginning part reminds me a little bit of Rinske's Chaos. So if I were to swipe all the way up, ooh, that's another idea. Maybe I swipe up through here. Ooh, I have more ideas happening now. Okay, this is awesome. So what I was gonna say is it reminds me a little bit of how Rinske starts her Chaos Dutch pours, where she has the negative space and blows them up. But I'm gonna swipe this way across for this one. And maybe on another one, I'll do it up. And then one with a sky blue sky. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now and actually paint. So I'm gonna use my big knife because I do want a lot of this to be swipes. And I actually am wondering, do I blend these colors a little bit first? Let me see what that looks like. Let me see what that looks like. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know if I like that. Maybe I do it smaller. Yeah, I'm gonna swipe through them, so I don't think I like that actually. I say that as I swipe through it again. Okay, I'm gonna stop swiping through. I don't like that as much. I am going to apply the white. Now I am gonna start at a corner on this one, or a side, I should say, because I want to be able to tilt that off. I don't want to be able to see where that swipe starts. Oh, I dripped it on my toe. Okay, so do I start up there? See, I've already got a little bit. I think I'm going to start up there, and then my lacing will stretch out. I started with way too small of a piece of paper towel. Ooh, that is pretty. I love those colors. You can really see the ultramarine turned an almost purplish color. Very pretty. With the addition of the white across it. I think I need to thicken up I'm going to make a new batch soon, and I think I'm going to go just a little bit thicker on my swipe activator, or swipe catalyst. Okay, do I do this one? I think I'm going to come across this one this way. Okay, I like that. And see, that's what I was talking about. That will now come off the end. Okay, all right. I think maybe one more swipe and I think that's it. I'm trying to get them close together so that they will touch. I've done a full canvas like this. I called it the motion of the ocean. It was years ago and it was a swipe with silicone, but I am liking this. And I didn't even need, because my swipes are connecting with each other, I didn't even need to blend those at the bottom. So noted for next time. Okay. Now I do know that this one part right here is going to be hard to get. So I'm going to take a little bit of the paint and just put it right back in there. That side's already got it covered. Okay, so now I'm going to stretch this out. Then I'll see if I want any curly cues, and then I'll see if I want to swipe up in that area. Maybe I do want to swipe right there just a little bit. Just straight across. Because it doesn't have to be straight. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. I think I will maybe squiggle a little bit up, and then I still need to decide, do I want to add some interest up there? But let's go ahead and tilt this part out. This is super, I love trying new things. New things for me. When I say new things, it's not that no one's ever done it before, but something that I haven't done for a long time, or something that's new to me. It's so much fun to try new things. Okay. All right. So this hopefully will not push down into that very much. I think actually what I'm going to do is first tilt to my sides. Good idea, Molly. Good idea. Because I want to keep that like elongated horizontal type feel. Oh, I love this. Okay, bring it back and then back down. I don't want to lose all of my, oh, I love this. So all you got to do is just pick up your palette knife and just kind of drip it along to cover that section. Hopefully you could see that. And then again here, just a little bit to cover that section. I'm gonna have a really pretty blue color out of all these colors. Okay. Okay, so now I need to decide I've already decided I'm going to swipe just the tiniest bit up into these, but I am going to use it just with this little part of my knife. And I'm going to wipe it off and start again. So it's just the very like tip of it to create some very small, thin. Okay, so just the tip of the palette knife up through there. And then you can always come back in and like change it up a little bit like that. Super cool, and I might even do that a couple times in there. Do I want to come back in this way? No, I think I'm going to keep my motion. And then I can always go in. I don't have to always swipe that, but I can always go back in. Like that. And then on this side, it's just like this, it's pretty blue through there. So I just wanted to drag those on along a little bit. I was wondering if I want to add any more swipes to that. I don't want to mess it up because I really like it the way that it is. Let me just do a little tester piece. Like right through here. Just to add some highlights of the white. That's what I feel like it was needing. Maybe I'll do it like right there too. It's just adding like a little bit of a layer to it. So I'm placing the palette knife down and very gently running it along and then letting it drip over the edge. And it's adding a little bit more motion in there. I do feel like I want one right there. Almost done, and then I have to decide if I want to put anything in the sky or not. I wish you all were here with me so that you could be like, no, 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 or yes, yes, yes. Okay. Coming on around. Just laying the tip of the palette knife down and then swiping on through. I think that added a great interest to this and a little bit of extra motion. Just breaking that up a little bit. Oh, I like it. I like it. I like it. So, do I swipe anything in the sky? It's going to come across as like very light lacing. But I am a little bit worried about stretching or tilting it out anymore. Maybe I try it with I have the big one. Maybe I try it with the small one first. Okay. And I'm actually going to get a lot of the paint off of there. And I think I'm going to start like that, and then it's just going to kind of fade into it. Do I like that? I don't know. feel like maybe I don't. I feel like maybe I swipe over that again. I feel like I don't like it. I think it's too much interest. Now, I like the white. I like the fact that this is that it's kind of broken it up a little bit. But I did not like the lacing that was there. So I think what I'm going to do is exactly what I just did, kind of blend it back out. So I'm going to do one heading over to that side. But then I'm going to blend it back out again, just for the tiniest bit of interest. And if I don't like it, all I have to do is paint back over it when it's dry. Okay, so I'm going to now swipe through that so that it's not actual lacing necessarily. Not in love with it, y'all. Not in love with it. Just blending this out a little bit. I think maybe just adding. I'm gonna have to see when it dries. All right, I'm like a mess here. Let me get cleaned up and I'll show you what this looks like. All right, so you saw it this way, but it's really gonna be this way. I like it. I mean, the sky, again, I'm gonna have to see. You can't definitely see it here because of the reflection. But down here, I feel like I maybe wanna do just a full canvas in these horizontal swipes. I actually really liked that. So I came up with 3 other video ideas from this one. But there you have it for now. And let's see how it dries. Here it is. I really like it. It's very hard to see in the light that I have here, but those little stripes up there, gosh, I wish I could. There you go. You can kind of see it there. It's just the faintest hint up here of the sky, of like clouds there. So I'm glad that I did not swipe all the way through that. But this bottom part here, super pretty. So many details. My darn light. You can't see it all. Gorgeous lacing down at the bottom. Much smaller lacing and not a ton of cells because I didn't stretch it out any further. So if you like that kind of smaller lacing look, then pouring it all on the canvas and not stretching it a lot is the way to go. But I really like this one. I am going to try on my next one just straight horizontal swipes all the way across. So stay tuned for that. And thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I also think I'm going to do one with vertical swipes upward. Not necessarily to look like water. Maybe. I don't know. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Happy painting. Bye.